Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you might want to sit down for this one because we've got some absolutely earth-shattering, jaw-dropping, heart-wrenching news coming straight out of Dallas, Texas. The NFL world has been rocked to its core today, and the epicenter of this seismic event is none other than America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. This is not just another roster move, not just another offseason headline. This is a moment that will go down in Cowboys history as one of the most monumental, emotional, and game-changing developments we've seen in years. A franchise legend, a cornerstone of the team, a player whose name is practically synonymous with the iconic star on the helmet, is reportedly on his way out. Yes, you heard that right, Tyrone Smith. The all-pro offensive lineman, the anchor of the Cowboys' offensive line for over a decade, is preparing to leave Dallas. This is not a drill, folks. This is breaking news, and we're diving deep into every angle of this bombshell. So stick with me as we unpack what this means for the Cowboys, for Tyrone Smith, and for the entire NFL. Let's set the stage here. The Dallas Cowboys have always been a team that thrives in the spotlight. Whether it's their storied history, their passionate fan base, or their knack for generating headlines, everything about this franchise feels larger than life. But today, the news coming out of the Star in Frisco is nothing short of cataclysmic. For weeks, there had been whispers, rumors, swirling around the Cowboys' front office that something big was brewing. The offseason was already buzzing with anticipation talk of contract extensions, potential draft picks, and questions about the future of key players like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons. But no one, and I mean no one, saw this coming. Tyrone Smith, the man who has been the bedrock of the Cowboys' offensive line since 2011, is reportedly parting ways with the team. Whether it's a trade, a release, or the possibility of retirement, the reality is clear. The Dallas Cowboys are saying goodbye to one of their greatest players, a true legend, and the implications of this move are absolutely massive. So, who is Tyrone Smith, and why is this such a big deal? If you're new to the Cowboys or just need a refresher, let me take you back. Tyrone Smith was drafted by the Cowboys in the first round of the 2011 NFL Draft, 9th overall, out of USC. From the moment he stepped onto the field, it was clear this guy was special. At 6'5", 320 pounds, with the agility of a much smaller man, Smith quickly established himself as one of the premier offensive tackles in the NFL. His combination of size, strength, speed, and technique made him a nightmare for defensive ends and a dream for quarterbacks. He became the anchor of what was, for years, considered the best offensive line in the league. This was the unit that paved the way for Ezekiel Elliott's rushing titles, that protected quarterbacks like Tony Romo and Dak Prescott, and that set the tone for the Cowboys' physical, smash-mouth style of football. Smith wasn't just a player. He was the heart and soul of that line, a leader both on and off the field, and a symbol of everything the Cowboys stood for: toughness, consistency, and excellence. Over the course of his career, Tyrone Smith racked up accolades like few others. 8 Pro Bowl selections, multiple All-Pro honors, and a reputation as one of the greatest blindside protectors of his generation. When you think of the elite offensive tackles in NFL history, names like Anthony Muaz, Jonathan Ogden, and Walter Jones come to mind, and Tyrone Smith belongs in that conversation. He's been that good. His ability to neutralize even the most ferocious pass rushers, Aaron Donald J. Watt, you name it, made him a game-changer. Cowboys fans will never forget the way he pancaked defenders, opening up massive holes for Elliott or stonewalling edge rushers to give Dak Prescott that extra second to make a play. He was the guy you could count on, the guy who set the standard. And let's not forget his leadership. As a longtime team captain, Smith was the guy younger players looked up to, the veteran who led by example, the warrior who played through pain and never made excuses. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: injuries. In recent years, Tyrone Smith has been plagued by a series of nagging injuries: back, neck, knee, ankle, you name it. The man has been through the ringer, and yet, every time he's been healthy, he's reminded the NFL why he's still one of the best. Even in limited snaps, his impact was undeniable. In 2024, when he was on the field, the Cowboys' offensive line looked like a well-oiled machine. But those injuries, combined with his age, he's 34 now, and his hefty salary cap hit have clearly factored into this decision. The NFL is a business, and as much as we hate to admit it, even legends like Tyron Smith aren't immune to the realities of roster management. The Cowboys are at a crossroads, and this move signals a shift toward a younger, faster, more financially flexible future. So, what's the reasoning behind this bombshell? According to sources close to the organization, this decision is part of a broader strategy to reshape the Cowboys roster. The emergence of younger talent, like Tyler Smith, who's already proving himself as a star on the offensive line, has given the front office confidence that they can move forward without Tyrone. Add to that the fact that the Cowboys are eyeing offensive linemen in the 2025 NFL Draft, and it's clear they're planning for the long term. Tyron Smith's cap number is significant, and clearing that space gives Dallas the flexibility to address other needs, whether it's locking up stars like Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb or addressing the uncertainty surrounding Dak Prescott's future. This is a team that's not just tweaking the roster, they're recalibrating with intent, signaling that they're ready to evolve into a new era. But let's not sugarcoat this. This move hurts. It's emotional, it's gut-wrenching, and it's going to leave a void in the hearts of Cowboys fans everywhere. Jerry Jones, the team's owner and general manager, has long been a vocal supporter of Tyron Smith, calling him one of the best to ever wear the star. Sources say Jones personally informed Smith of the decision, and while the conversation was described as respectful, it was undeniably emotional. Jones is no stranger to making tough calls. He's been at the helm of this franchise for decades, navigating everything from Super Bowl runs to playoff disappointments. He knows this decision will bring scrutiny, and he's prepared to face it. But for fans, this isn't just about losing a player. It's about saying goodbye to a pillar of the franchise, a player who embodied the spirit of the Cowboys for over a decade. What's next for Tyron Smith? That's the million-dollar question. At 34, with a body that's taken a beating over the years, retirement is a real possibility. Smith has nothing left to prove. He's a surefire Hall of Famer, a player who's earned every accolade and every ounce of respect he's received. Walking away on his own terms, with his head held high, would be a fitting end to an incredible career. But here's where things get interesting. There's growing chatter that Smith might not be done yet. Several playoff-caliber teams are reportedly eyeing him as a plug-and-play addition who could instantly solidify their offensive line. Imagine that Tyron Smith in a different jersey. The New York Jets, Cincinnati Bengals, and even the San Francisco 49ers have been mentioned as potential suitors. The idea of seeing Smith suit up for another team is surreal, almost unthinkable for Cowboys fans. But if he does choose to keep playing, you can bet he'll be a game-changer wherever he lands. Let's talk about the Cowboys' perspective for a moment. This move isn't just about Tyron Smith, it's about the bigger picture. The Cowboys are in the midst of a pivotal offseason, with massive questions looming. Dak Prescott's contract situation is still unresolved, and there's been plenty of quarterback drama swirling around Dallas. Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb are both entering critical contract negotiations, and the team needs to free up cap space to keep their young stars. On the offensive line, players like Tyler Smith and Terrence Steele are ready to step into bigger roles, and the Cowboys have been heavily scouting tackles and guards for the draft. This is a team that's not just shedding veterans, they're building for tomorrow. They're making a statement that they're no longer clinging to the past, no matter how painful it is to let go of a player like Smith. The reaction to this news has been nothing short of explosive. Social media is on fire right now, with Cowboys fans flooding X with tributes, memories, and plenty of heartbreak. From dominant blocks to pancake hits, fans are sharing their favorite Tyron Smith moments, reflecting on a career that's been nothing short of extraordinary. Some are expressing anger at the front office, questioning how they could let a legend go. Others are acknowledging the harsh realities of the NFL, where even the greatest players can't stay forever. Current and former teammates have also weighed in. Zach Martin, another cornerstone of the offensive line, called Smith the standard of what it meant to be a Cowboy. Dak Prescott posted a heartfelt message saying, "Forever my left side, forever my brother." Even rival players like Aaron Donald of the Rams have shown their respect, with Donald tweeting, "One of the toughest I ever went up against." Respect, that kind of league-wide admiration, speaks volumes about the impact Tyron Smith has had on the game. As we wait for more details to emerge, one thing is clear. This is a defining moment for the Dallas Cowboys. The team has yet to release an official statement, but you can bet Jerry Jones and head coach Mike McCarthy will address the media soon, possibly alongside Tyron Smith himself. Whether this is a straight release, a trade, or a mutual parting of ways, the logistics are almost secondary to the emotional weight of this decision. So, what does this mean for the future? Can the Cowboys' offensive line maintain its identity without the man who defined it for so long? Tyler Smith is a star in the making, no question, and Terrence Steele has shown flashes of brilliance. But replacing a player like Tyron Smith isn't just about talent, it's about leadership, presence, and that intangible quality that makes a team feel unstoppable. The Cowboys are banking on their young players to step up, and they're clearly looking to the draft to inject new blood into the line. But there's no sugarcoating it, this is a gamble. The offensive line has been the backbone of this team for years, and losing Smith could have ripple effects across the entire offense. Will Dak Prescott have the protection he needs? Will the running game stay as effective without Smith's mauling presence? These are the questions that will define the Cowboys' 2025 season. And let's not forget the bigger picture. The Cowboys are at a crossroads, not just with their offensive line, but with the entire direction of the franchise. The uncertainty around Dak Prescott's future is a dark cloud hanging over Dallas. Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb are entering contract years, and the pressure is on to build a roster that can finally break through and deliver that elusive Super Bowl. For years, the Cowboys have been tantalizingly close, but they've fallen short in the playoffs time and time again. This move to part ways with Tyron Smith is a signal that Jerry Jones and the front office are ready to take bold steps, to make tough decisions, to evolve. They're not just tweaking the roster, they're reimagining it. And while that's exciting, it's also terrifying for fans who have grown accustomed to the stability and dominance that players like Smith brought to the table. For Cowboys fans, this is a moment to mourn, but it's also a moment to celebrate. Tyron Smith gave everything to this team, and his contributions will never be forgotten. As the dust settles on this bombshell, the entire NFL is reminded once again why the Dallas Cowboys are unlike any other team. No franchise captures drama, emotion, and headline-grabbing decisions quite like America's team. This move is a statement, a signal that the Cowboys are ready to evolve, no matter how hard the decisions may be. But for now, as we wait for the next chapter in this saga, let's take a moment to honor Tyron Smith, a legend, a leader, and a true Cowboy.